We have a Coppola questions before we move on.
Couple of questions here. First of all, why the fuck is it called Arsenal?
Yeah, that's my only question, really.
That's my only question.
Which we've answered now, I guess.
a million times.
My theory was that it was an intentional nod to Deadfall, since the name of that movie had nothing to do with that movie whatsoever either.
My working theory was that an earlier version of the script had Mikey collecting an arsenal of weapons to sell at the pawn shop, but by the time they got to filming it, all they had was that flashbang, and that was all they had the budget for it, so he didn't really have an arsenal.
But it turns out that they
It was stupid.
literally just changed the name so it would come up earlier on video on demand. Just the dumbest fucking reason possible. God damn it. Hey, let's just find a word that starts with A that's vaguely close to something that happens in this movie.
I thought it was also maybe to bury it in the search option results, because if you search for Arsenal film, you'll just find a bunch of
Yeah, you just
documentaries
find the
about
English.
Arsenal, the football club. So it's actually really hard to search for information about it. So, because it's like, Arsenal budget. Oh, okay, well, it's going to be shit about the football club.
I think Arsenal is like one of the most valuable sports teams on the planet. And one of, despite us being in America, from America, soccer, which everybody else in the world calls football, is easily the most popular sport, and the most valuable franchises on the planet are all football clubs, not American football clubs, like real football clubs. Our sport doesn't make any sense to be called football, is all I'm saying.
They kick it.
They kick it
Twice.
sometimes.
Although the word soccer does come from English. From
Does
the
it?
English. Yeah. They called people who belonged to football associations soccers because of a link to association, a soccer, or whatever. They called them soccers.
I thought maybe it was like sock the ball. They sock the ball with
the
their feet.
abbreviation for, I guess it would be like ASSOC period would be like a sock was the abbreviation for association. And so people who belonged to one were soccers. And that's where the word came from.
You see, you learn all sorts of things on this show.
So anytime somebody gives you shit for calling American football and don't use your foot, be like, well, the word soccer came from the British, so fuck off.
I guess my biggest question is, why the fuck did Nicolas Cage do this movie? Why? Paycheck?
Apparently to be Eddie King again.
just to fuck with some director who had only done movies that were all direct to video. And play a character that he just wanted to play again, but not well.
He really wanted to work with that Full Sail University alumnus. I guess. I graduated from Full Sail, so I can tell you it's a terrible school.
Worse than DeVry.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't go to DeVry, so I don't know.
Are you still accredited?
First-hand information that what?
Is that school still accredited? Full Sail?
Yeah.
Then it can't be worse.
Yeah. He didn't go to Art Institute of whatever.
Of Seattle or whatever. Yeah.
Art Institute
whatever
of
one got
Biloxi.
shuttered.
Why did John...
So the reason why Nick Cage worked on, I don't know, he likes working on indie films. It's probably a hella easy paycheck. So
it's 24 hours of straight shooting.
And again, you could probably just do whatever he wanted, as we saw.
Clearly can.
So.
He wrote half of his own lines, came up with his character completely.
I would think as an actor, it might be fun every once in a while to do shitty movies that no one's ever going to see anyway. It's not like anybody's going to hold Arsenal over his head when they talk about the oeuvre of Nicolas Cage.
We've talked about it before that he got into massive debt, and that's why he was doing 6-7 movies a year for the 2010s until early 2020. So I don't know, man. This was bad. This was a really bad choice. I mean, there are a lot of bad choices in there. We've seen many of them so far. But this one was like, oof.
I wonder if his agent just had instructions to at least this much with at least this much shooting time, and any movie
yes
in that sweet spot,
them,
just say yes and I'll do it.
Yeah. It's like that College Humor sketch I'll do it.
Yeah.
Why is John Cusack in this movie? Why would John Cusack
same
agree
reasons.
to do this movie? Same reason, yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
I mean, he probably they had him for like 2 days or something like that.
Yeah, like 2.
So he
I
worked a
think.
little harder. Hopefully, he got paid a little bit more than Nick
Yeah.
Cage.
Oh, he's
I'm guessing he
already
probably
there.
got paid about half as much as Cage
Yeah.
because they could only afford to have Cage for a day. They could afford to have Cusack for 2 days.
Yeah.
So maybe he wanted to work with Cage again, but they were never in the same place. So.
Never in the same spot. Yeah.
He was already there, moonlighting as the DJ at the strip club. So why not?
Yeah, he was
Why
already
not earn
working.
a few extra shekels.
Might as well.
Why did he
Sorry.
choose to wear a do-rag? Like,
Yeah, that was
people don't
my next question.
that.
Why does he have eyeliner and a do-rag in every scene?
I don't know, but it
He was
worked for
going
him.
through a phase.
I think he was trying to go for like he was an undercover cop too.
But he's so
But
conspicuous.
he
Like,
stuck out like a
white guy with eyeliner and a do-rag in the middle of
and a
Mississippi.
giant ass vape.
It's a 50-something-year-old man.
Hey, cool kids! I'm a fellow student here at the school.
At least the guy who was an undercover cop they meet looked like he was just some scumbag druggie.
yeah,
Yeah,
he looks strong.
I felt like he stuck out as an undercover cop too. Like he felt pretty obvious as well. Why? I mean, we've answered this, but if you really think about it, why did Cage choose to take a character from 1993 from a movie that nobody's heard of, character that died in that movie, and plop him in the middle of this piece of shit, and then choose to take away everything fun about his character?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe he was really hoping for that Eddie King redemption story and realized that the movie was shit, so he didn't bother trying.
Yeah, it could be.
Who knows?
Maybe he wanted to play a more serious version of that character.
Yeah. Like a guy who could potentially be a mob boss instead of an unhinged loon.
Yeah.
Some goon that he was in Deadfall.
Goofy as fuck character that just would not have been able to get into that life in the first place.
Right.
I don't think there's really a good answer for that. It's just Cage making a choice that just doesn't really make any sense. I don't know what the hell it had to have been something where it was like, hey, I'm gonna show up on set and I'm gonna be the character from Deadfall. Isn't that cool, Chris?
Yeah.
You should be in the movie too.
Joke between the two of them, and then that was
It'd be hilarious if we can get this guy to cast us both in this movie.
You should dress up as Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal, dude.
It'd be hilarious, bro.
Fucking hilarious.
No, say it like this. Pika.
Yeah, do you think
Say Mr. Kucha.
Do you think Nick gives his brother acting
Yes.
lessons, like to coach his lines? Yes. To be as weird as possible.
Well, you're from the South, so,
You gotta be
say it like Kucha. Biloxi. Why would Sal give Mikey a flashbang grenade that's supposedly worth $6,000?
Trying to help him out.
Yeah, that's another question. Because again, he talks about he's worried about Mikey getting arrested for stealing coke, or not arrested, but getting killed for stealing coke. But he's given him weapons to go pawn. At a
That
pawn
he was
shop.
apparently in on and was planning on flipping, like getting some money back from it.
Yeah. Okay, maybe that's it. Maybe he was just going to use Mikey as a fall guy to fence stolen shit he takes from the police department.
My theory was that he had the flashbang and he felt bad for Mikey, and he was like, well, I mean, I knew you sell guns to the pawn shop. I don't know where you get those guns, which is a whole nother conversation. But here, take this flashbang grenade and go see if you can make some money, and you can give me a couple $100 for it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
How did JP leap in logic his way to knowing exactly what Mikey was trying to tell him in that scene?
Again, it makes more sense to think he was just telling him I'm at the arcade.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
But then he fucking takes an hour to find him.
After we'll get done with
arcade.
this, the video games will be on me. Oh, okay, so he's at the arcade. He's telling me to come get him at the
why
arcade.
didn't he just like say, oh, I think he's at the arcade, and then they just cut straight to him getting to the arcade.
Right. Instead, they bring up the convoluted thing of him protecting him from when his uncle killed himself and giving him some money to go to the arcade.
Albuquerque. See, I can do it too. Why would Eddie kidnap Mikey's daughter when JP was already going to bring him the money? Just
And then
because?
ask for less money.
And then ask for less.
Gain more leverage and ask for less.
It's because he's coked out of his mind, man. He's
Yeah.
not thinking rationally.
Eddie's always been stupid, so
Yeah.
he's just desperate.
Whatever. I'm not even really that invested in this thing. I
Maybe
just
he
wanted
just
to see
realized-
you guys again.
I'm guessing the $350,000 was a realistic amount because Mikey knew exactly how much money JP's business was worth, and so that's why they asked for that. But then it was like they're getting strung along so much that maybe Eddie sensed that he wasn't gonna get the 350 from him, so he just like, we'll give you 200 and we'll call it good.
I think they were trying to go for like, I mean, that scene in Roscoe's was actually shot before everything else, and I think that they forgot what they were fucking doing in reality. But in the movie logic, I think that they were trying to show that he was desperate after killing his brother, and like he was
He just needed
needed
cash.
to get out of this situation. Didn't
Probably
expect to have to
disappear.
kill his own brother. Just wants to disappear at this point. I'll take anything as long as I can get, maybe he's going to one of those extradition free countries that we've been talking about in every movie lately.
Yeah.
I saw Tokyo Drift. I can go there. Tokyo.
I'll just fly my helicopter over a place that can blow me up for being in their
he's-
skies.
He's just hoping to like hop into the Gulf and head down to Mexico.
Yeah.
Or something.
Why would JP blow up his own money?
Right, and it's cash, so he's not getting it back.
Nope.
And he
Gone.
can't go to the cops and report it. I mean, maybe he could report it stolen. And
Maybe Sal will
he's
give him a
sure.
flashbang grenade that he can sell, and then
Yeah, I mean, maybe he says he kept cash in a safe in the office and someone stole it, and his insurance will pay him back for it.
They're like, well,
You think? Although he could have just done that to get the money, maybe.
Yeah.
Instead
Yeah.
of,
but then
you
they're
know.
like, oh, there's a bunch of dead bodies and a bunch of burnt cash, but your cash was stolen.
Right? Did nobody?
guessing-
Did nobody clean up the shot up strip club or barbecue place or billiards, whatever the fuck it was?
yeah. How
supposed to
did
be?
that end afterwards? Like, did it just call Sal? Hey
Yeah.
man,
Sal calls Harvey Keitel to come clean it up. Like it never even happened.
It definitely seemed like it wasn't that much money in the briefcase, but why was there any money at all?
Yeah. Right? Because as soon as they opened it, it exploded. So it was like
Yeah,
it's not like you had to keep up appearances.
yeah.
You know?
I don't know. Who the fuck knows? That was real money in that scene, not CG. Apparently, in the slow mo scene, they were actually like dropping money down into the scene. So,
My God, probably just borrowed it from the strip club.
it was Cusack's cut for that night.
Lap it up, baby. Lap it up.
Why would they allow JP to have a gun in that meeting? Why does he have a gun? Like that would end everything. Like, first of all,
Why-
check out the case to make sure that he didn't put anything in the case. Second of all, frisk him to make sure he's not bringing a gun to the meetup with the fucking boss, who he has every reason to kill.
Why did Eddie even agree to meet him in the first place? Just have him take the briefcase and then have one of his goons kill him because the plan was just to kill JP anyway. So
Yeah.
why even bring him to the boss in the first place? Unless Eddie wanted to do it himself, because we know he likes to take things into his own hands and
Yeah, he was gonna
baseball bat pipe people.
hit him with that weird claw hand.
The claw.
Maybe that was an homage to Deadpool
Could be.
because of the claw guy. Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget.